Hey guys, in this video I wanted to kind of showcase what I was able to find with the new champion, Ninja. So he's this champion is he hits really hard. All his abilities hit really hard and mainly because of his passive which increases his attack by up to 100% and crit damage by up to 25% the longer the fight goes. And obviously this effect will realistically only happen in a long fight, like boss fights, and specifically the clan boss. In waves, in dungeons, it might bring it up a little, but it won't bring it up to its full potential. So realistically, the best place for him to use him is in clan boss. Him being used in a double Maneater Unkillable team. And in that comp, um, he has to have a really low speed of 122, and the other champions will have the exact same double man-eater speed. So here I have him geared with 122 speed, 5.7k attack, 275 crit damage, and some accuracy. So I have him geared in Fury set, mainly because since his A1 increases his turn meter, I wanted to avoid taking the counter attack mastery. So since I'm avoiding that counter attack mastery, there's no reason for me to have Life Drinker to heal his health to counter attack. So he will always have less than 50% HP. So that's why I geared him in Fury set to increase his damage. So with this low speed, he won't be going like 1 for 1 in the double man eater. He will be going mostly 2 to 3. So he's taking 2 turns every 3 turns of the clan boss. But sometimes he will take 3 turns. So this is the champion I'm using, Ninja, and the other two champions I'm using are Fane and Brackus. So Brackus is mainly there to provide increased attack, so I needed a champion to provide increased attack, and I couldn't use Kreela since Kreela has a ally attack and it will mess up his um, turn meter and the run will go out of sync. And the second champion I'm using is Fane. Let me just go through his gear first. So Brackus, yeah, so I have him at 5.5k attack, 175 speed, 225 crit rate, and I'm not using, I didn't build him with any accuracy since he's not placing his debuffs. So the other champion who will be placing the debuffs is Fane. So I have him in reflex gear as well. So the champion I have is Fane. So she is also in reflex gear, and I have her in triple refresh accessories to just cycle the cooldown faster. So I have her in 4.7k, almost 4.8k attack, and 175 speed, almost 100% crit rate, 250 crit damage, and enough accuracy. So both, and then the double man eaters. So I pre-recorded the run. So I guess one thing I wanted to point out is Ninja is currently, uh, I thought it was a bug, but apparently this is something that is intended. So this is my team, but let me just show something. So Ninja will not work on Affinity Clan Boss. Specifically, he will not work on Force Affinity because he is weak Affinity. So the reason is that Ninja's ability to increase his turn meter on his A1 and decrease the cooldown of his A2 with his A3. So this part here, the second part here to decrease the cooldown, as well as the second part to fill his turn meter, does not trigger on weak hits. So this makes the tuning even more complicated because if he doesn't lower the cooldown of his A3, then and he doesn't increase his turn meter sometimes, so that will kind of break the speed tune as well. So which makes it even more complicated. So I just didn't want to deal with that. So in Force Affinity, he just wouldn't work. So this is just showing here what happens. So it increases turn meter, but on a weak hit, it doesn't increase the turn meter. Again, you can see decreased cooldown. On a weak hit, the decreased cooldown doesn't happen. So that's kind of the issue with Ninja right now. And it's apparently intended. I've reached out to the support and the dev team, and they said that this is something that's intended. So yeah, Ninja will not work on Force. Right, so I've pre-recorded a run showcasing Ninja and Clan Boss. So yeah, so the thing, this comp, it follows the exact same double man-eater uh, setup. The only difference is that Ninja has to use his A1 first. So the first turn Ninja takes, he uses his A1 to increase his turn meter. So A1 to increase turn meter. Then after that, everyone follows the exact same um, setup, and Ninja will just use whatever his normal AI skill is, which is his A2 first. So Ninja will use his A2, and then followed by A3, and then you can auto Ninja. You don't have to set any AI preset on him. Yep. So Ninja second turn uses A2, and you look at the damage. So he triggers the HP burn for each hit, so it's 75k 3 times, plus his normal hit, which over there was about 90k each. So that's like 165k per hit. And with his passive escalating in the later rounds, he will deal a lot more damage from his raw hits. Yep, so he uses A3, then which lowers his cooldown. So the skill usage for Brackus and Feign doesn't matter there. There was just like some reflex procs, and I was just kind of optimizing their skills. But when the run goes on auto, they'll just use whatever. So his A3 is up again, right there, 130k each hit and 75k HP burn procs. So 200k per hit. Alright, the run is on auto now. So the double Maneater, it has the standard 6 turns of manual setup. Yeah. Alright, so there you have it, a easy double Maneater with Ninja. Ninja does a lot of damage. He did 20 million right there, even though he was super slow and taking like almost 2 turns to 3 turns of the clan boss. Then everyone else's damage, 8 million Maneater, 9 million Maneater, 12 million Feign, and 9 million Brachus. So this was weak affinity, so Brachus did really pretty low damage right here. Alright, so now I've re-geared my ninja. So now I'm going to use him in the standard Bateater comp. So in this comp, I found a tune where he is able to be in Relentless set. So he will be taking the turns immediately after the clan boss. So he works with Relentless, and will not he always goes before the Man-Eaters and Seekers, so he will always have his Unkillable as well. So in this comp specifically, he can have the Retribution Mastery because he always goes right after the clan boss. So even if he counterattacks, he's going first anyway next turn. So his turn meter increase on his A1 doesn't matter. So now we can have the Retribution Mastery and Life Drinker to counterattack and have an increased chance of his placing his decreased defense. So the one flaw of the Bat Eater comp with Ninja is that he only places a decreased defense. So there is no weaken in this comp. So the comp is completely reliant on a decreased defense, and his decreased defense is not very reliable. It only has a 60% chance to land, and he doesn't use it often because he'll be cycling through his A3 and A4 in combination with the Painkeeper's cooldown decrease. He rarely uses his A2, so he's very reliant on the counterattack to land his decreased defense. And you'll notice that in the Bat Eater comp, um, because of this, everyone else's damage will suffer. So let me just go over everyone's speed and gear. So I have him in Relentless and Cruel, 5.3k attack, 221 speed. I have him with 85% crit rate, 243 crit damage, and some accuracy. Next we have the Maneaters. So we have a slow Maneater at 247 speed. Of the fast Maneater, which is on the higher end of the Bateater comp, it's 278 speed. We have Seeker, 257 speed, and a Painkeeper, who's at 246 speed. So the second Maneater has to be at least one speed faster than the Painkeeper. So the second Maneater was at 247. This Painkeeper is at 246. So this Painkeeper has the Retribution Mastery. So if you have the Retribution Mastery on your Painkeeper, you need to your Seeker needs to be at least 10 speed higher than the Painkeeper. So without Retribution Mastery, then the Seeker just has to be faster than the Maneater and Painkeeper. But with the Retribution Mastery, it needs to be at least 10 speed faster. All right, so those are their speeds. So oops, okay, I don't have any clan boss keys, but I have pre-recorded a run. So this is the run on Ultra Nightmare. So the great thing about this comp is that this comp is full auto from the start with a simple AI preset. So you only have to do one AI preset, and that is to make sure that Painkeeper uses her A3 first. That's it. Everyone else doesn't have any AI preset, just her, then it's full auto. Because Painkeeper normally uses her A2 first. So everyone uses their skills immediately. So on the second round here, you can see that Ninja took an extra turn. So even though he lost his Unkillable and Affinity, the block debuff, he has a decreased speed landed on him. But the comp still works. The decreased speed doesn't matter. So even on Spirit Affinity, you don't have to change. You don't have to worry about the Relentless extra turns happening. And the comp will still run in sync. So on Force and Magic, which places decrease accuracy and decrease attack, that doesn't matter at all. All right, so I'm just gonna let this run go quickly, and I'll come back at the end of the run. there you have it. So easy one key, almost 85 million with Ninja. So you have Painkeeper doing 7 million, Seeker doing almost 13 million, the Maneaters doing about 9 and 10 respectively, and Ninja doing 45, almost 46 million damage right here. So everyone getting a free DPS champion for a Bateater. Well, what can you say? It's pretty good, right? So yeah, Ninja works in Bateater with Relentless, and he's a really strong DPS champion there. So if you don't have the Fane, don't have a Draco, you don't have any of a solid DPS for the Bateater, you have a free one right here. All right, thanks for watching. Goodbye.